I've been waiting for this week for about 2 years. This is book launch week.
This is really big on face. These are guests that I've asked to come on the podcast. Anyway,
Bloody hell.
you know, we're gonna have to beat that.
Shit.
Well, I never called you back. Never heard back.
No matter where you are in the world, I will fly you to come and spend the day inside the vlog, behind the diary. And you're going to get to see some of the things we do behind the scenes to get a book to sell hundreds of thousands of copies, including a very special gold box idea. And I think most importantly in this video, you're going to get to see the outcome, i.e., did our campaign to promote this book work? Fingers crossed.
Okay, so I'm in book promo mode. So Rich Roll, who's been on my podcast, he's hired a studio in London, and he asked me to come down and talk to him all about the new book. I'm not nervous, but I'm quite apprehensive because he's so good at what he does that I just want to make sure I give a worthy explanation of the book and the 33 laws that I read about in this book. The book is broken down into 4 sections. The first section is all about the self, which is really like advice and laws, principles for life that you must follow if you are to be the greatest version of yourself. And then the next section is about the story, which is how to be a compelling storyteller, incredibly important in the world because all that stands in your way as humans. So understanding how to tell stories and the way people respond to certain psychological situations. Section 3 is about the philosophy, which is an interesting section because it's really about a philosophy towards life, how to deal with things, how to approach things. And then the last section is about the team. Found it eventually. It's a big old place, this is. Really big old place.
Have you been here before?
I've not, no, I didn't even know it existed, but it's awesome.
Well, it's lovely to have you here. I've been looking forward to this for a long time. I think it would be cool if you could indulge me in just a brief meditation before we start, just so we can Stephen, how are you?
I'm good. I'm feeling really, really good.
I ask you that because that's how you typically begin all of your interviews.
So I ask that question when I feel like the person sat in front of me might have a honest, important answer to that question. That bucks the trend of just giving a flippant, yeah, I'm good, thank you. To answer your question then, in this moment, how I'm feeling is I feel like I've overextended myself in my life. I feel like 12 months ago or 6 months ago, I must have said yes to too many things and not have been cognizant of the fact that my time is finite. Mm-hmm. And this is a constant battle I have in my life, which is my ambition is maybe exceeding my capacity, which I need to put into check because I pay the price for that. I end up letting someone down somewhere and also therefore myself in the process. So endurance is great, but what we need is consistency and sustainability. We don't need intensity. Intensity is maybe useful in spurts, but you can't maintain intensity for a consistent, enduring period of time. Nobody can without something falling by the wayside. That matters. Like I can see there's a prize,
box,
you know, and the goals, seeing through. Because their followers would have seen that. So their followers would be like, oh, tell us, you know, they'll be bought into like the ending. The ending's going to be here. Then we got to here. Then we tried this to invert it, and then we tried black as well, and black and that, and then came back to this.
Maybe because you do the gold one.
No. Yeah, she probably could. I'm excited to write another one.
That really surprises me.
Because do you know why? Because I'm really proud of it, and I like what's in it, and it's painful to write it.
You get fed up with the process as you get to the end.
Yes.
You're like, I can't be asked.
I don't like anything that happens after I've written it.
Like you finish it and you're like,
the legal.
Yeah, I'm like, there is the papers.
And then there's all the back and forth. And
yeah, which is what you're good at.
Yeah.
Even the audiobook is the worst. Like, the pain in your throat of it is just so... I like the sitting and writing, and it's painful and it's awful and it's lonely, and you think, why am I doing this? And I've ran out of ideas, and you have all of those feelings, and you persevere. It's kind of like running a marathon in your head. I remember like day 15, waking up in Bali, walk over to the computer in the corner of the room, sit there for 9 hours, reading research papers, like, but you have no choice. There's something about that which I like.
At least it's Bali.
Yeah, I can't complain. Do you want to see what it looked like? Nice to meet you.
Hi,
Steve,
I'm
isn't
nice
it?
to meet you. I'm Ali's
Right.
podcast producer.
Ah, okay.
Right, shall we?
I have a bit of a bone to pick with you
Okay.
because I watched your first vlog episode and I felt very inspired. Everyone on our team loved it. We sent it around to each other like, oh my God, this is so good. Inspired us to start a vlog. And we were like, yeah, this weekly vlog is a great idea. And then I watched episode 2 and then I felt depressed because it was just too good. And I was like, why are we even bothering? Like, what's the point? Our vlog is going to be nowhere near as good as Steven's. Like, and I felt that sense of comparison and I felt like, what's the point? So you interview a lot of kind of very successful people. Do you ever find yourself in that unhealthy comparison mode? Or have you gotten so good at the sort of comparison equals inspiration rather than comparison equals envy that it's just happens?
I've never sat with
Yeah.
someone and thought, man, I'm so jealous of you. But I've sat with so many people and thought every day, I think, I will never be as good as you at what you do. I will never have the knowledge recall, the intelligence, the perspective, the articulation. And I wish I was capable of it. But I'm able to separate out my admiration and my aspiration. They are two different things which we often conflate.
That's nice.
I can sit with someone and go, you're the GOAT, you're the best to ever do it, you're so much better than me at that thing, and also not then aspire to become them.
Sure.
I'm so glad you said that about the vlog, because it's the first person that's like really given us like a compliment to our face, isn't it? About enjoying it. That's why when you said you really liked it, I was like, what? Tell us why.
Yeah,
Like,
we're all trying to get ideas from it, basically.
okay.
We'd love more specifics.
What do you want to know?
Oh, like what everyone on the team does, what the workflow is.
Oh,
like
okay,
how
cool,
you do
great.
The stuff. The other thing that was I was really intrigued by, you know, the 34 items on your to-do list.
Yeah.
Because like, even though
Let me see.
some of them are probably confidential, it's like it would be just so interesting.
I'll show
to
you.
see.
I'll show you them. So, general tasks, SB management team, my brother Jason, who runs my investing, my portfolio, Sophie, she's got 60.
Bloody hell.
Podcast related stuff is 5. Jemima's got 6 requests. These are guests that have asked to come on the podcast that I have to approve.
Oh, okay.
So you can see the whale ones here, like the big ones, you know. We're gonna have to beat
Oh
that.
shit.
It's okay. but you can so
Yeah.
Tim B, Morgan Freeman.
Bloody hell.
This one's we're recording in
Bloody
September.
hell.
So anyway,
Bloody hell.
you can see the process on the request. So like
Yeah.
they write a pitch to me, they score it,
Yeah.
and then I reply yes or no. That's
wow.
the scoring system. On the other tasks, let's do Sophie's list. So Sophie's my assistant, so most of them come from her.
How does Sophie filter these requests? Is it emails or like WhatsApp?
They're coming from everywhere, like
Yeah.
LinkedIn, email, WhatsApp.
Nice.
And we've worked together for 8 years now, so she's been my assistant for 8 years. So she'll have a decent idea whether
Yeah.
it's even worth
Yeah.
reaching the list. So, and also, usually the assistant isn't allowed to open the post.
Oh, okay.
So if you want to beat the assistant and get directly to the person, does anyone open your post?
Yeah, but
You open his post?
yeah, it's great.
His personal post?
I don't know my own post.
At home?
Yeah, I would just let bills pile up and all that shit.
So that's a way to beat me. But also, if you like I say I used to say back in the day, gold envelopes. Put a gold envelope in there, people think they've won something. So it not only beats the assistant filter, but then I'm going to knock out all the bills.
With the brown.
Yeah, brown, or red, or like
Final warning, TV license.
yeah, final warning, fuck that. Burn it, send it back. But yeah, so that's how I manage my life. It is very, very early this morning. Starting off the day with a bit of a radio run, which means going on a couple of the big radio shows here in London. Starting with Chris Evans, I'm doing Capital, then Capital Extra, back to back, and then tonight I'm going to be on BBC's One Show. And then after this week, the way that I see it is the book is out there, and hopefully word of mouth alone, people enjoying the book and telling their friends will carry it. So for the first week of publication, there's a lot of press and a few weeks before, but once it's out in the world, the world has it, and the world can make up their mind whether it's a good book or not. So I'm looking forward to that. Hello, mate. Good to see you again. Yeah, good.
Nice to see you. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
This is Vassos. This is Rachel.
Welcome. Nice to meet you. Pleasure. Nice to meet you, Vassos. Rachel.
On that book.
Oh, thank you.
Fantastic.
Oh, you're very kind. Thank you. Oh, really?
To the show. How are you, my
Oh
friend?
my God, your energy has woken me up. It's so nice to be here.
Diary of a CEO, the podcast, and now the book, The 33 Laws of Business and Life. Steve, welcome. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Rachel was halfway through the book last night, so she doesn't know about the Goldilocks effect. I love the Goldilocks effect. My favourite bit of it in being in your book is the fact that you were sort of hoodwinked by it, and you know about these kind of things.
Yeah, it goes back to something I said at the beginning, which is we understand the value of things by the context in which we see them. And so our brain is constantly doing this thing called anchoring, where we're trying to use any data point we have to determine the rest of the picture we see. And the study that I talk about in the book as well is an experiment they conducted where they offered people all-inclusive trip to Paris or an all-inclusive trip to Rome. And in that study, people would pick the all-inclusive trip to Paris. But then when they introduced a third option, all-inclusive trip to Rome without coffee, people would then choose the all-inclusive trip to Rome. And that's purely because what the brain does there, the brain goes, if they removed coffee from Rome, that must be because Rome is so valuable. So people would then change their decision and rather go to Rome without coffee because they assume that that's now a bargain, purely because of the other two options.
What's your...
My goal? Well,
Yeah.
with a podcast or just...
5 years from now.
I think I'm probably going to start a media company
Right.
of sorts.
What does that mean?
The reason I say that is because of all the things I've done in my life, the thing that I've got the most enjoyment from is doing the podcast. So how do I do more of that on a greater scale? So it probably will be the case that I'll take the podcast and I'll launch more podcasts in some kind of network. That's kind of what I'm thinking. Yes, of course.
Cheers, man.
Thanks.
The latest news next. Capital.
We were chatting just before you come on here, but this isn't your first time in this building as a radio studio, because your career could have gone a whole different way.
Yeah. So before I started the podcast, I emailed my agent and said, could you contact LBC because I really want to be an LBC like radio host.
Yeah.
I just would always listen to it on YouTube. So I came in, did my
demo?
my test day, my demo day,
yeah.
and then loads of people fake called in, and I handled the calls.
Right.
And it didn't work out.
What do you mean? What, they never called you back?
Never heard back.
They never heard you back!
Yeah.
Oh, they'll be kicking
They'll be
themselves
fuming.
now. They
Honestly,
will be
they'll
kicking
fuming.
themselves.
Hey, well, look, more power to you.
No, we ought to get in touch with them. They will be kicking themselves. Obviously, it's before it all kicked off. All this stuff.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. What happens now? Do you want to explain it?
Do you purposely choose to film this with days where I have like this? Is this actually...
What do you care about authenticity? Do you know the importance of authenticity?
I see the zoom on that camera.
Okay, so we've done a lot of marketing for the book this week, but when we released my last book, we had this crazy idea of putting influencers' face on these $100 bills. The psychology behind that is everybody wants to brag, gives them an opportunity to show off to their friends. Crazy box system we did, and we had huge traction. So this year, with this book, we wanted to do something similar, but different. Grace Marketing Director, Diary of a CEO, Steve Bartlett, has just received our first prototype, I guess.
So, we thought, how do you get influencers who are receiving, how many PR boxes do you receive here? Like hundreds. Literally hundreds. How do you get them to actually post? Because we're not paying them, right? So you've got to give them a reason to post. Should we open it? Yeah. So, it's so heavy.
Oh my goodness, look what's just arrived.
What? Are you... There's a lock on this?
So this is stuck on the top. and they will rip this off. The card says
this. To receive the code to unlock, share your box, tagging @Stephen. What is this?
8 a.m. Everyone who's posted, we're going to keep track of them in a database. We are going to DM them with the code to unlock.
Thankfully, I'm not too late, and Stephen just sent me the code. Let's see what's inside.
Stephen mailed me this gorgeous gift that is completely locked.
And it says to tag him, and he'll give you a code to unlock the box, but...
Oh my god.
Yes! Are you ready? I'm so glad there was a book in there.
Yeah.
I thought she went for the prototype without the book.
And it's facing the right way, which is
Because obviously it's one thing for them to post, but we want them to post again because we want them to see the book. But we've personalised it a little bit further. So you've got a personal letter from Steve.
Look at that.
Received this. I mean, the most thoughtful.
Because it's like a personalised law about you and your life that you can then put up and keep forever.
It's expensive to do this, but we're so confident on the social sharing upside that it feels like it's worth it. What percentage of influencers that receive this box do you think will post the glass box to get their code and then again after? So that's like
the double hit.
Yeah.
I think most are going to post again because you need to follow up that journey. It's like an opportunity to engage with your audience as well. And we're going to offer people, if they post again, 3 free books to their audience to kind of keep the conversation going.
And give them another
and to
reason
give
to
back.
post.
Exactly.
Okay, so 3 numbers are about to appear on screen because you're in the future. 3 numbers are the percentage of people that posted, and we'll also put on the screen how much this whole thing cost us so you can see if it was worth it. And also the marketing value in a dollar number of that reach if we had have paid those influencers and creators to post. And how long has that marketing campaign taken since we first started working on it to launch date of the book?
6 plus months, 6 to 8 months probably. Mm-hmm. Since we knew the day it was coming out, which was basically the beginning of the year, we've been crafting it.
Cool. Okay, so we have 13 special edition, gold, signed with a message inside them, unique message in every one, Diary of a CEO books, whoop, to give away to you because you chose to watch the vlog. So I'm going to look on the back end, and one of you that hits the subscribe button, or that is a current subscriber, don't unsubscribe and then subscribe again. One of you, I'm going to write a number inside this gold copy. If you get this book, no matter where you are in the world, I will fly you to come and spend the day inside the vlog, behind the diary, with us here. If you get this, if one of you gets this particular book, it's got a number written inside it. So subscribe to this channel and we'll send it out to somebody. These are going out to lots of different people that have won various competitions. But whoever gets this one with the number written inside it is going to come behind the diary with me for a day. This is the worst. It is 7 a.m. in the morning and I'm on my way to Sunday Brunch, which is a TV show, I believe. Let's be honest, promo is the worst part of making something. I like writing the book. I do not like promoting the book, but it's a necessary evil, isn't it? Some of you people that have been there since the jump will know me just for building businesses and stuff, but some of you now know me for doing interviews, and I like interviewing people, but being interviewed myself, especially when it's TV and radio, is less enjoyable, and I'll tell you why it's less enjoyable, because on TV and radio you have time constraints, and if you only really get to speak for 3 or 4 minutes, you don't really say anything. You're just kind of there, and then it's over, and it takes 2 hours or 3 hours. This is me moaning, isn't it? Like, okay, gratitude, Steve, right? Isn't it wonderful that I get to promote a book? I've written that I love, that I really want people to read, that I think will help people. Isn't it wonderful that they allow me on their show to speak to their audience even for a couple of minutes? Show up, do my best, wake my brain up, and try and say something that is coherent and interesting to the world. One way to wake myself up would be to listen to my music, so I'm gonna do that. My alarm going off. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Ross. Woo! Make a wish. Ross. Happy birthday to Ross. Happy birthday to Ross. Oh wow!
That's still going.
It is a book. It is a photo book.
Oh, no, read the front.
You gotta read it. You gotta read it. You put laws
Oh, this is cool.
in.
This is really cool. Oh, these pictures are so nice. This one though, I'm not sure about that one.
Read the laws.
Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thanks, buddy. Thank you. You're an inspiration to me. I have no idea where I am or what's going on.
So you're going to be on set for about 45 minutes with Kylie and Daisy. Kylie Minogue, yeah.
And Daisy Minogue.
Yeah.
Hello, Zoe.
Stephen, it's
nice
really
to
lovely
meet
to meet you.
Pleasure. Nice to meet you, Kylie.
you
Look at
too.
you. You're amazing. You've outdressed me. I expected nothing less.
It's pretty.
It's beautiful. Yeah, I almost refused to come because I was like, Kylie's going to make me look bad. So.
We're in the mythical creature has come out of his den and remarkably hasn't overslept despite never setting an alarm or rising before 11. Stephen Bartlett, welcome to the show. Hello, darling.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, we're so excited. You have already said how early this is for you.
Yeah, really early.
Okay. Kylie, how are you? Gorgeous.
And hello, friends.
Yeah, they are. Everyone listening from all over the place. Someone who isn't fully present. There's an empty chair at the moment. Daisy May Cooper. What have you done with her? She's clearly not a morning person. Kylie, big day today. What have you got for us, Kylie Minogue?
This is my new single, Tension.
Yes! She's hiding.
I'm not, I'm up. And
She's dancing. Stephen, come on. Backing dancers. Here we go. Daisy has made it.
My taxi driver fell asleep.
Did it? What? Nice driving? It's not ideal.
Brilliant. Oh, God, I'm so sorry.
Don't be sorry. You've just walked into...
Oh, I'm not even wearing a bra. I thought I'd stop off at services and put one on, and I had a chance. And then I walk in and Kylie Minogue's raving. It's completely mental.
Have you walked into a strange fever dream?
This is exactly it. Yes, it is.
Stephen, this is Daisy. Have you met before?
I don't think we have. No, we haven't.
No. Oh, I would have remembered.
This is going to be a great show, isn't it?
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of this week's vlog, and I just wanted to say a couple of words. I'm so happy this book is out there in the world, and I just hope you like it. The thing is, this episode is going to go out about 6 weeks roughly after the book launch, so you guys in the future know how this book did, which is cool, so you guys can tell me how it went. I hope it went well, and my barometer of it going well is people valuing the content of the book. That is my barometer of the book. Can you do me a favour? you know what I'm gonna say. Hit the subscribe button. Gold book competition starts now. I'm gonna get in bed. Crazy, crazy week. I love you. I'll see you next week.